Vigor Warriors back with another episode of Vigor Warriors. And right now I'm kind of waiting for a department store to open. So I'm kind of in the car. So I figured I'd talk about the dangers of desire. I had a great, before we do that, please like, if you like this, these videos I'm putting together for the Vigor Warrior #2 channel. And if you like that, please subscribe and make comments. I like to always take subject matter that I hear from my listeners about things you want to talk about. And so one of the issues that came up from one of my great listeners, Sofresh, and thank you, Sofresh. I appreciate that a great deal. Great question. And talking about lust and desire, and the fact that desire and lust are very similar. And it's a good point that Sofresh makes, and I want to talk about it briefly before we go back into things like women's attraction, female attraction, male attraction, all these different types of attractions that the listeners, both males and females. And part of the reason that I do this, I focus on the males because I'm a male, of course. But if you have other females are listening as well, these are the types of things that are important, because we're going to do a video on whether or not women really want to have a high energy or low energy man when it really comes down to it. And I think you'd be surprised, at least my viewpoint, and what I've seen over the years. But back to this idea of desire. So the idea that we talk about is desire can be good and bad. I think certainly if you're trying to achieve your goals, you're trying to be ambitious, you want to make money, you want to do things, you're going to have a desire. If you played sports, you kind of know what I'm talking about when you have a desire to win and you want to win, and the ambition is good to win, and there's nothing wrong with great competition as long as it's something to build and make people stronger. But the idea that you get into it and we talk about too much desire, and that's when it becomes in the area of what I call the lust. You're focusing so much on this that you're losing control of yourself. And that's really the key when it comes to desire. You want to have some desire. You're going to have desires when it comes to lots of different things that you're doing. But when it really comes down to it, you don't want to lose control and lose all your energy and all the positive things you've been doing. And so now I'm on day 444, and I'm not going to go ahead and just waste my energy and waste my time and effort on things if it's not going to achieve my goals. And so the desire is really, really important to have. Obviously, if you don't have a desire, if you don't have any kind of energy, sexual energy, regular energy to do types of things, you're not going to succeed. All you got to do is take examples of animals and who've been fixed and can't have children and babies when they're animals. You're gonna have the same type of thing. Anybody that's had those kind of sex organs messed with, you're gonna basically have trouble, and that goes into energy and everything you do. The sexual drive people have, as Napoleon Hill talks about, is really the most important thing. And so there's no doubt that we all have that. And what I'm really basically saying is you don't want to go ahead and use that energy and throw it away for nothing. And that's the key to all this. And so it's okay to have great desire in my book. I think you need a desire. You want to be successful. You want to do things that are important. You want to go ahead and make money. In some cases, you want to have a family. You want to have houses. You want to have cars. All those things have strong desire. But you can lose control. And when it comes to sexual attraction, especially, it's very easy to lose control. It's very easy to get, caught into pictures. All you gotta do is look at all the money people make on OnlyFans and see that and wonder why people are putting so much money into those type of things. But the key really, guys, is to gain control yourself. Do not lose control yourself. Do not get to the point where you're focusing on something else and focus on your goals and desires. Now, I have found as I'm going through this journey that things become easier as time goes on. As you become stronger, you're at the point where it doesn't bother you as much. And so you keep focusing on the goal, the things you're doing in front of you, and you're not really focusing on things around you. And that's the key. I could sit there and not look into the camera here and focus on all the people around me, but then I would be distracted. And we talked about a video on distraction. So the key, guys, is that you want to make sure you control those desires. Not to the point where the desire is actually going to be controlling you, but that you can use that and funnel that into something else. And so that's kind of the key, what I'm talking about on this one. So the question from Sofresh is a great question. I think certainly desire and lust are very similar. But the key you want to do is you want to make sure that you're in control of your energy, of your emotions, and you're able to control those type of things so you don't let that lust control you and take it over. So now you're out of control. And that's when you end up losing energy and you become less stronger, and you lose in a male's case, you lose your masculinity. And a lot of times females do not respect that. And that's the thing we want to talk about. When you look at lust, and especially when it comes to female attraction, a lot of females will not respect you if you're desperate, if you're chasing them around, and you're basically are not trying to, control yourself. If you can't control yourself, you're not going to be in control of any kind of situation you have. And that's the whole key to it. And we've talked about that before. So that's why lusting is not always a positive thing in many cases. And the biggest thing is to be able to control yourself. And women will have much more respect for you. Men will have respect for you if you're able to control yourself. Okay? So thanks again for that question from Sofresh. And I wanted to make sure that I had a chance to kind of respond back to it. But I'll do a second one pretty soon here on attraction, whether it's good or bad, and focus on some of the things that are positive and some of the challenges you have with that. All right, till next time, guys, battle on.